What's going on,
There's not
man?
a better fucking opener or sound in the world for any podcast ever.
Yeah, welcome to the world's largest podcast. We're happy to have you here.
Yeah, what up, what up? Dang, that's actually a really good beer.
Is it? Oh yeah, I love Lagunitas. It's the shit.
It reminds me of a little something. I can't think of what it is.
Something extra.
I can't think of what it is. Oh, is that what this is? No, it's a little something. Yeah, we're drinking Lagunitas Little Something.
That shit's good.
I told Shawn, a little something. Sorry, I didn't see the lowercase a there. I told Shawn that it reminds me of Little Rascals.
Yeah, I can see it.
Like just like the red, or like a Christmas Story.
I can see that too.
Like just like the old time, like
The
something
whole
that'd be on a
time.
fucking a store, like on a general store, on the front of the general store,
Huh.
like the way the letters are written.
Like a classic, like a '60s general store, right?
Yeah, it's a white can with like the red, like
It just
the
seems like
font
yeah,
seems that way.
It seems like a classic beer you would like. This
Yeah.
seems like something you would drink back in the '60s.
That's like I would drink it, and like if you're watching the movie, it says beer on the side of it.
yeah, Bud Dries.
Yeah, I'm drinking a fucking white can, and red letters that says beer.
Nice, dude.
That's it.
So what's
Oh,
up, man? How you feeling this week?
I'm good.
You're good.
I'm in Italy right now.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm in Italy
Nice.
right now as we speak.
Yeah.
So that's pretty fucking sick.
So it's just the two of you going, right?
It is.
Family coming to see him fight.
Yeah, he's got his granny Tammy and her husband Mike.
Tammy.
Yeah, granny Tammy,
Okay.
and then her husband Mike and his aunt Tasha is coming. So
Okay.
it'll be a good time, man.
And this, he's got like what, 17 guys in his division? Something like that?
So there's still, as of right now, there's still 8 days to register. I think it's moved up to 26. And so, we've got, 6 days to register, sorry. We're recording this on the 24th, so it'll be all the way till Friday. They have it all the way up to the day of the tournament to register.
Yeah. Okay, nice, dude. I know that's got to be, because I've never left the country. I know it's got to be exciting.
Yeah,
for
it
you.
is. It's really
Yeah.
fucking
I
exciting.
know,
man.
yeah. We've been talking about it. I'm excited
But
for
yeah, I really want to go to like Florence and Rome, but I don't want to. I've already paid for 10 days in Venice, so it's like I don't want to be in Florence and Rome for just like a day and then come back.
you. Right.
It's 2 hours of train ride to Florence, and then from Florence to Rome is another 2 hours.
That would be pretty cool, though.
So I think if I have the opportunity, I want to just go back and go to Florence and Rome alone
When would you go back, though?
next year, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, just like to go on vacation.
Yeah.
Might not go for a tournament. But right now, I don't want to like be distracted by Florence or Rome or any other shit. I don't care about anything else but fighting.
Right.
We're going there to win,
Dude, what do you think about the UFC card coming up? Was it 280? I think it's 280. Right?
I'm going to be honest with you. I have completely lost track because I haven't been
Well,
watching
that's-
like the past
That's
ones.
the biggest one coming up. So it's October 22nd.
Is that Israel Adesanya or is that Charles Oliveira
Yes.
and Islam?
Islam.
Charles Oliveira and Islam. Who else is on that card? It's loaded, right? Dustin Poirier and Michael Chandler?
I think it's Dillashaw, Sterling.
Yeah. Peter Yan and
Yeah.
The Sugar Show.
Peter Yan, Sugar Show.
you got the Sugar Show shirt on. I don't even know when his fucking fight is. That's shitty.
Sean Brady and Bilal Muhammad.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Yeah. There's one
surprised that
between
Bilal Muhammad took that fight.
Sterling and Oliveira. I think it is. I think Chandler. No, Poirier Chandler's not on that
Poirier
card.
Chandler's fighting though.
Yeah, they are fighting, but I don't think they're on that
Maybe it's on
card.
281 that I'm thinking of. Which 281's a good card too.
Yeah,
That's
God, what am I missing?
281 is
Pull it up if you
Adesanya
can, 'cause,
and Pereira.
Yeah, dude, that's gonna be an interesting fight
It
because
is.
Pereira's beat him. We know that Pereira's beat him twice in the when they were kickboxing.
Right. So we talked about on the last episode how we have our red fucking bright red Focusrite Scarlet 18i8 interface, and one thing I just noticed is just quality of life stuff. I just pulled up Google. Anytime I would ever pull up anything while we're running the podcast, it would make that little buzzing sound.
Oh,
I haven't noticed the buzzing sound once on
Not
this.
once,
It's really
yeah.
exciting. So let's pull
We're
up UFC 280.
we're growing.
We are.
Getting better. Yeah.
Yeah, so UFC 280 is Oliveira Makachev. The main card, Oliveira Makachev, Dillashaw and Sterling, O'Malley and Petr Yan, Gamrot versus Benil Dariush.
Oh yeah, that'll
that's
be a good fight. And then
And there's a woman fight. I cannot pronounce their names. Caitlin Chukagayan.
Yeah, that's definitely wrong.
I mean, that's how it's spelled. I'm
I know,
sounding it out.
I know. You can't spell those out, though.
Manon Fioret from France. I don't know. But and then the last prelim fight, which is Bilal Muhammad and Sean Brady.
That'll be an interesting fight.
Yeah, and then 281. That's another really good one too. I don't want to stay on here too long. I just want to pull up 281.
But yeah, who do you got in those?
Oh man, I gotta go back.
Fight.
I have to go back. But 281 is we'll start with 281. So Adesanya and Pereira. I almost want to take Pereira on the upset.
I can't do it.
Pereira's knocked him out before.
Yeah, but that's like way back when.
Doesn't matter.
I know. I'm
taking
Adesanya.
Yeah. I'm taking Zhang Wei Li versus Carlos Esparza, of course. That's going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah.
Michael Chandler and Dustin Poirier is interesting. I'm taking Michael Chandler with the upset. He's plus 140
I agree
odds.
with that.
I'm taking Michael Chandler beats Dustin Poirier.
I'm with you
Dustin
on that.
Poirier has a weak chin. I think Michael Chandler's going to go out there and fucking clobber him.
It'll be a good fight. I don't think
Dan Hooker and Claudio.
I'm not picking Dan Hooker. He's on the way out.
It's just that really hurts. And then there's a bunch of people.
The thing about Zhang Wei Li lose or winning is like we both think that she's going to win.
Yeah, I think
it's
like
bad. I mean, how does Rose? I mean, I get as far as like a marketing standpoint, you can't run it back with Rose after what happened with Carla and Rose. Like that was awful.
Right.
But like, okay, say Zhang Wei Li wins, and then you're gonna go 4. You do a 4th fight with Rose and Zhang Wei Li?
Rose has beat Zhang Wei Li 3 times, right?
Twice out of maybe.
Okay.
I don't know if she's ever lost. I think it's 2 out of 3, but I could be wrong about that.
You might. I don't think she's ever lost.
I don't think
Zhang
she's
Wei Li.
ever lost.
She might be 2-0.
Yeah.
No, she's 3-0 against Zhang Wei Li.
I know she's won a decision. She had the head kick,
and then they fought again, and she beat her.
Yeah.
So she had the head kick.
I don't think she's ever lost. Yeah.
They fought once, and then she won, and then they fought again the head kick, and the third time was the decision.
Okay.
Which the head kick and the decision were back.
So it's like, what are you going like?
So let's go Oliveira and Islam. Islam is the favorite in that fight.
It
doesn't make sense.
I can see the money going that way though.
Islam's number 4 and Oliveira's number 1.
I'm taking Oliveira.
Yeah, Oliveira for sure.
But I think it's going to be a good fight, dude.
We'll see. We will see.
The money's flowing that way though. Like people are really picking Islam.
That's really crazy. I feel like there's money to be made on Charles Oliveira.
Maybe.
Aljamain Sterling and DJ Dillashaw. I'm taking Aljamain Sterling.
Dude, I'm pulling
Dillashaw's.
Dillashaw's
old.
He is old, but he's still a baller, man. Like,
but Aljamain Sterling, I really want to see his ground and pound develop because his ground game is so phenomenal.
So good.
Petr Yan and Sean O'Malley.
I mean, you got to go O'Malley. You got the shirt on.
I'm going O'Malley.
I'm going Yan.
I think O'Malley's going to upset Petr Yan.
So the only way he does it is Sean O'Malley is such a early knockout artist, and Petr Yan is such a he can be a late starter sometimes.
But you got to think though, Sean O'Malley is really a defensive fighter.
He is,
and I think Petr Yan might get over aggressive in this fight. You've seen him get over aggressive against Aljamain Sterling, who doesn't have the knockout power to take out Petr Yan whenever he makes those mistakes. And I think Sean O'Malley is a better striker than Petr Yan, which is Petr Yan's best game.
But I'll also say this: when you're fighting Sean O'Malley, you don't have to worry about that ground game. I don't think I've ever seen him shoot for a takedown. I've never seen him on the ground.
That's fair, yeah.
So,
I've seen him on the ground one time against Chito Vera, and that's after he hurt his ankle and he got his head elbowed.
Right, yeah.
So it's not a good sample.
I'm taking Yan because I don't think Sean O'Malley's ever seen anybody like this, and I do think that Sean O'Malley, he does look like a champion, a future champion.
That's fair.
So it wouldn't surprise me if he won against Petr Yan, but I think I'm taking Yan the experience, and he's just a killer, man.
I don't know. I think Petr Yan's very nervous coming into this fight. I don't think Sean O'Malley is.
I don't know, man.
I don't think Sean O'Malley's nervous at all coming into this fight.
Maybe. I don't know, man. I think
Sean O'Malley's a very smooth striker, and
he is.
I've never seen any kind of nerves at all with his fighting style. And then Petr Yan, he's going to be nervous coming into this fight. He was nervous going into Sterling last fight. He was so skittish fighting Sterling last fight.
Well, the thing about this is Petr Yan did not have to take this fight.
That's fair.
He took it.
That's another reason to be nervous.
Take it. No, if he was nervous about the fight, he wouldn't have taken this fight.
No, he's nervous.
He didn't have to.
See, he took it. I think his pride let him take it. And then now he's to the point where he's like, I took this fight. I've got to take it. He's like, I can't back out of this fight. But Sean O'Malley has everything to win in this fight.
Oh, 100%. If he wins this, he's getting title shot.
It's a win-win for Sean O'Malley.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's
this
a lose
fight that he wants.
It's like a lose-lose for Petr Yan.
Well, if he comes out and just like beats O'Malley, I mean, then he's like where he needs
He's
to
where
be.
he was.
Yeah,
he
where
just
he was.
stays where
but
he's
he
at.
couldn't get another title shot after losing.
That's
to,
true. But he stays where he's at, or he loses.
Yeah,
That's
it's like
the only option.
So like you've got to give him his due for like he didn't have to take this fight for that reason.
True.
And he did. So I just think that he's going to be very confident.
And
Coming
the
into this
odds
fight.
are minus 380 for Piotr Jan. So that is
He
makes
is the
sense.
favorite. Yeah, and I if I had to put money on it, I would go Piotr Jan. But I
And
wouldn't be
then-
shocked if O'Malley won it.
And then Benil Darush and Gamrot. I'm not too familiar on those fighters.
Yeah,
so
Darush I know a little bit about, but the other fighter. I don't
But
know.
Bilal Muhammad and Sean Brady.
That's gonna be a really
That's gonna be a
interesting
really good fight. Sean Brady's tatted up, son.
Yeah, he's on the up and coming too, and Bilal Muhammad he's
Bilal Muhammad's dominant.
he's dominant.
He's a very
right
good
now,
fighter.
So
The odds have Sean Brady as the favorite,
As the
minus
favorite?
140, but I'm still taking Bilal
it's
Muhammad.
it's a pick.
I think Bilal Muhammad is a better fighter.
Yeah, I do too.
I think he's more well rounded, and he's just like you said with the Sean O'Malley thing. Bilal Muhammad has seen those high end guys like
yes,
Leon Edwards and
yes.
you like those caliber fighters. So he has a good
You
understanding.
see where
of how it's gonna go.
Hamzat's making the permanent switch
Yeah.
to 185.
Yeah, he's middleweight now.
Yeah, he just apparently like since COVID, he just can't lose that weight.
That's fair. That's a good decision by
Yeah,
him.
I'll be interested because I mean, dude, those guys are. It's
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting, man, because this is gonna be a good example of like cream of the crop wrestler versus cream of the crop jiu-jitsu artist
Oh yeah,
with
You're talking about
Islam and Oliveira.
Oliveira, yeah.
So it's gonna be very interesting to see how that goes. I just think that people are really underestimating the striking of Oliveira.
That's the problem.
Yeah,
That's the real problem.
you don't want to go
Because-
to the ground with Oliveira.
No, you definitely
We
don't.
both know that.
It's gonna be so interesting.
But when you can like ground and pound and smash like Islam can, it's going to be very interesting to see
And,
how
like,
that pans
I want
out.
to say that Tony Ferguson's like first big loss was against Oliveira, right? He was on that big win streak, and
Yeah.
then he went on that huge loss. I mean, he's still in his losing streak, but
Yeah,
let's
it's
look at
sad, man. I really hate to see Tony Ferguson fall like that.
yeah, I know. And everybody's pulling for Diaz in that fight, and I love Diaz, but Tony Ferguson just has that special place in my heart, you know.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest. I will say this: like Diaz kind of looked pretty strong in that fight against Ferguson, but
It's Ferguson. Ferguson's like
yeah,
shit
he's-
for fucking.
Yeah,
So in 2020 May, Ferguson fought Justin Gaethje and got knocked
that's
out.
where that was the one that started it. That was like he took
then it was
physical
Oliveira.
like mental damage from that fight.
And then it was Oliveira, Benil Darush, Michael Chandler, and Nate Diaz.
He's lost them all.
5 losses in a row.
Dude.
How the mighty have fallen. I mean, he was on a
That's how it goes, man.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 fight win streak.
Fuck.
Cerrone, Pettis, Kevin Lee, Rafael dos Anjos, Edson Barbosa.
Damn.
Yeah, killers.
It
That's
really
insane.
hurt to see him lose like that.
All right, that's the last thing I'm looking up.
But it is what it is, man.
It is.
I don't know. Do you think we'll ever see another Nate Diaz fight in the UFC?
I mean, that was his last fight on the contract.
It wouldn't surprise us to see him on
Get
like
re-signed.
well,
Bare knuckle boxing.
I
talked
wouldn't
about it
surprise
before.
to see him on like some kind of like what's it called? I don't know. Jake Paul's too.
Bellator,
Jake Paul's too.
boxing.
Yeah, Jake Paul's too big. I feel like for Nate Diaz,
No,
like
not
not
true.
big, but I'm talking about physically big. Like for me, I don't know how much Jake Paul weighs, but it seems like they're 20 pounds
200
apart.
pounds, probably.
Yeah, and Nate Diaz is what? He's pretty 55, something like that.
Yeah,
65 maybe. He's
165.
very little.
No, he might be. What's is there a between with middleweight and welterweight? I don't think there is.
I don't think so.
No, it's 175 and one.
Yeah, but he's got some weight, and I don't
So,
know if
Oliveira's below. Oliveira's weight class is below welterweight, right? That's lightweight. Lightweight's
Lightweight.
145.
Yeah, I think welterweight's below that. Yeah.
No, welterweight's 155. Or is lightweight 165?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so yeah, then
It's hard to keep up with some of the weight.
so 165 is lightweight. If that's the case, then Nate Diaz is lightweight.
No, Nate Diaz is Poirier.
No,
and-
Nate Diaz is 155. That's welterweight.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean Jake Paul is probably fucking 200 pounds.
That's what I'm saying. Like I was gonna say, like it seems like that was
Which
something
Nate
he would
Diaz
take.
walking around weight is probably 175 really.
Yeah, but what is Jake Paul's
Probably
220?
200. Probably 200.
215?
He probably doesn't cut weight for his fights. He doesn't ever make any weight class fights.
Maybe.
He never has to cut weight
He's a
for
big
fights.
motherfucker, though.
Yeah, he's big.
Yeah, that seems like something he would be interested
He'd
in
be
because his
interesting.
contract with the UFC is over with, so he can go do something like that.
Would you take a punch from Jake Paul?
Would I?
Yeah.
It'd take
the
a lot
face.
of money. That dude's got power.
How much money?
Oh God, boxing glove on.
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
get knocked out. Maybe you might not get knocked out. You might just fucking eat it like a man.
Oh no, I'm getting knocked out.
I don't think so.
I mean, maybe if I
Strong chins in our genes.
Oh man, I'm definitely getting knocked down for sure.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, if like fully like unloading on, yeah, you're getting knocked down.
Yeah,
You're probably getting knocked out.
maybe. Yeah,
You know.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
you're
more
getting
likely.
knocked out.
Yeah,
Dude,
might not.
dude can knock people out.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
He's got
so
a lot
yeah,
of weight. He knows how to throw a punch.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. There's definitely a price out there. I don't know what it is.
10 grand.
No, I probably need more than that.
I'll take 10.
You take 10?
I'll take 5.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think getting knocked out is not that big of a deal.
Yeah, I don't.
You're not
know.
gonna have permanent brain damage. You're
Oh
getting
no,
knocked
I
out
know
one time.
that. Yeah, I'll probably take 10. I'll probably take 10 grand.
About 5.
Nah, I'm not. I'm good.
5 grand's nice though.
It is.
Yeah,
I'm not.
that's fair.
I'm good. I'm good on 5 grand.
That's good to see where you stand.
Yeah, I'll take 10.
5 grand. I mean, when I
Right.
think about 5 grand, I'm like, yeah, that's really not that much,
It's really
but it's still a lot. I mean, it's a lot to get fucking one punch, 30 seconds. You're up. You're awake.
yeah.
Especially if it didn't knock you out, then you could be like, yeah, that motherfucker put all of his weight into a punch and didn't knock me out, and I made 5 grand.
Yeah. But like,
It's fun.
are we talking like line up, sit there, and just stand still, and he just cold cocks you? Like that'll fuck you up.
Yeah, you're standing there. Yeah, you're eating it.
Yeah, you have to just sit there and just take it.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude, that's a hell of a shot.
Yeah, it ain't gonna fuck you up that bad.
Yeah, but you're gonna be in the hospital the next day.
No, not with the glove on.
Yeah, maybe not with a glove
No,
on.
it'll give you. It might give you. The
It's
worst
go-
thing that'll happen is give you a concussion.
Oh,
It's 2 weeks.
a
You're good.
fucking concussion.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's the worst thing that'll happen, which
Yeah.
probably won't happen.
yeah. I mean, yeah, 10 grand. And I mean, nothing less than that.
I would take
8,500 maybe.
That's all I like to hear. You're going lower.
7,500.
You would take
No,
7,500.
No, I probably would take 7,500.
All right, please leave a comment on the YouTube page what
Yeah.
you guys would take for a Jake Paul punch. That's interesting. I really like that. What about
Yeah.
Logan Paul? What are you taking from him? Same thing?
Oh yeah,
I think Jake Paul can punch harder than Logan
Oh yeah, for sure.
because he's a little bigger, but
He's
Logan
bigger.
Paul is more respectable, better boxer.
Yes, 100%.
Jake Paul's fighting Anderson Silva. We've talked about this before. Anderson Silva's going to get knocked out, and I'm
Probably.
not happy about it.
Yeah, it sucks. You don't want to see.
I just hope he's getting paid. I really hope
Yeah.
it's rigged and he gets paid.
Because to me, he's the UFC goat.
No, he's not.
Anderson Silva
You're full of
in his
shit.
prime.
John
Yes.
Jones would wipe the floor with him.
In his prime. I mean, you can't call him. You can't say he's the best when he's on PEDs. You can't say he's the best.
What was his PEDs? What PEDs was he on?
Well, he was on. Well, first of all, he was on cocaine. He was on. I don't know the name of the PEDs.
Was he on steroids?
I'm not a scientist. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was.
I ain't a scientist,
I'm not a
Doc.
scientist. I don't know the name of the PEDs he was on.
Right.
So,
I wasn't
but,
trying to sound like that. And I realized it sounded like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I wasn't trying to be like that.
yeah, but I mean, we're talking about like the most dominant. I mean, the longest title defense in UFC history.
True.
Kamaru Usman couldn't even hit that.
almost. He lost to Leon Edwards.
Who's a bad motherfucker? That's not like you say it like it's a negative thing. He's a
but
bad
like,
motherfucker.
compared to Kamaru Usman, it's so insane. Like, you didn't expect that shit.
I mean, no, but that's how the UFC is.
Like, they fucking handed him the record on a golden platter, and he just got knocked out.
Yeah, no one has ever been more dominant than Anderson Silva was.
That's fair.
You can't take Anderson Silva when he was like.
What about GSP?
I mean, yeah, he was on PEDs too.
Allegedly, he never got busted.
I'm pretty sure he did.
Did he?
But he also got
Fuck.
caught by fucking Matt Serra in his prime.
Yeah, that's true. But
I mean, he turned around and beat him.
well,
but like,
didn't Anderson Silva get caught by? No, he never lost. He almost fucking lost to Chael Sonnen.
but he won it though.
Oh man, that's crazy. Yeah, that's
That
like Leon
was
Edwards, though.
he was getting down. That's exactly what it's like.
That's exactly like that. But
Yeah.
that's what just like we say in football, the better team finds a way to win.
Finds a way to win. You
Yeah.
can blame it on the refs. You can blame it on whatever you want. Alabama's going to find a way to win.
Well, all I gotta say is, hey, Macarena. that's what our Funko Pops are doing.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, to me, it's that's the The argument is John Jones and Anderson Silva for number 1. And then behind that, it's GSP.
Josh Jones.
I say,
goat.
Oh, yeah, Josh Jones.
Josh Jones is actually the real goat. Shout out to the Trojan.
Yeah, John Jones, Anderson Silva. To me, that's what the debate is for number 1.
For sure.
I
like
it's just hard to put in there.
What about Khabib? He fought like 3 guys that were good.
Khabib is top 5, 6.
No, he's top 10.
I can't do that to Khabib.
He's top 10.
Dominant, never lost, killed it.
Ran through
the division.
Fought cans.
I mean, pull him up. I mean, you don't have to pull him up.
He
but
fought cans.
I mean, Justin Gaethje's on a can.
That's the 3 fights he had. Justin Gaethje, Conor McGregor, and what was the third one?
He beat Poirier.
That was Poirier. That's the only 3 hard fights he ever had.
There's more on that list, man.
No,
and those guys,
I'm telling you.
And in a division, he wiped it out, cleaned it, and you can't use that as an excuse against him. You can't help. He can't help who he fights. He can't help who's in his division.
Are you gonna put Kamaru Usman above him
as the GOAT?
As a better fighter? Yeah. Yeah,
I'm taking Khabib.
And
if they're
Kamaru
fighting
Usman
each other,
has a much better record.
Who are you? Honestly, if you had to put like $10,000 down on it, who are you taking? I'm taking Khabib.
I'm not taking Khabib
because Khabib never even lost a round.
I'm taking Kamaru Usman.
Khabib never even lost a round.
Kamaru Usman's going to be able to compete with the rest.
1 round, dominated. We all know how good McGregor was at striking.
That's fine. Yeah, for sure.
Completely shit all over him.
But now
Gaethje, dominant striker.
Yeah, absolutely.
Completely never lost a round.
Yeah.
Never was in danger.
That's fair.
Nowhere close to being. Gilbert Burns knocked
Kamaru
Usman down. Knocked him on his ass.
All right, you're taking Khabib versus Anderson Silva. Who are you taking? You're taking Khabib.
Well,
it's an irrelevant. Yeah, it's an irrelevant question.
I'm taking probably Anderson Silva in his prime. I would probably take Anderson Silva.
That's hard because his fucking jiu-jitsu was so good.
Yeah, and his striking was ridiculous.
Where do you put? But you have to put Kamaru Usman over.
He's definitely
Khabib.
in that discussion.
You have to put him over Khabib. I mean, he had a tougher division and won more fights in his division.
That's a fair argument.
Like, how many fights did Khabib have? Like 7 in the UFC?
I don't care.
6 in the UFC?
I know what my eyes tell me, and my eyes tell me that this motherfucker never lost a round, and he was like so superior from everybody.
That's not saying Sean O'Malley, though.
No,
you watch Sean O'Malley fight all these cans, and he's fucking dominating.
These are like ranked 10 to 15.
It wasn't.
Sean O'Malley, he has what the fucking like a ranked 9 guy that, what was the last guy's name? Who had the eye poke or whatever. Yeah. That shit don't even count.
It didn't. Yeah, it wasn't.
And then was there another? There's no. That's the only top 10 guys.
Eddie Wineland, I think, was top 15.
Yeah, so like come on, man. Like,
and that's how you
can't compare.
No, but hold on, that's the exact same thing for Khabib, though.
No, it's not.
It was.
Sean O'Malley's never fought
3 fights in the top 10.
Sean O'Malley has never fought anybody even close to Poirier, McGregor, or Justin Gaethje.
No, that's fine. I'm fine with those 3. But what I'm saying is like everything past that, like the 10 before that. You said like, oh yeah, I'm just looking at what my eyes see. Sean O'Malley's fighting cans. He looks fucking amazing. Of course he's gonna look good. He's fighting
Cheeto Vera. He didn't look amazing.
That's fine.
Cheeto Vera. I think he's running from Cheeto Vera now.
I'm saying it's the same concept. Oh yeah, I would be too.
Yeah, I mean,
then again, he's fighting Petr Yan, so Petr Yan's a good fucking fight.
Yeah, I would take Petr Yan over Cheeto Vera too. So. Yeah, that's Usman and Khabib is a good comparison.
I just think Usman had a tougher division and literally ran through it multiple times. It wasn't like he had 3 fights and retired.
Yeah, I mean the people that Usman's beat is definitely more impressive.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so you gotta take that into account.
But I mean, there's no doubt in how far superior Khabib is than anybody he's fought. And just to see how good he's. I mean, Conor McGregor's a 2-time divisional champ
for sure. Yeah,
and made him look like a fucking chump.
Oh, he retired him. Ended his career. Yeah,
basically. Yeah,
literally. Yeah,
and I mean, I guess Poirier kind of did, but
oh no.
But
Khabib ended his career.
Yeah,
he fucking won 1 fight since then. Donald Cerrone.
Oh God, that's bad.
He looked good in that fight though.
Yeah, but it's Donald Cerrone.
Donald Cerrone was on the way out.
Yeah, I mean he lost like 10 in a row or however many.
Conor McGregor ended Donald Cerrone's career.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess everybody who fucking fought Donald Cerrone at the end ended his career.
Yeah, like what I'm saying is like, are you gonna put Charles Oliveira over Khabib?
No, I'm taking.
Who's literally had way more tough fights than that. He has like 7 top 10 fights.
Yeah, I love Oliveira, but Khabib's just undefeated and he's been so dominant and never lost a round, much less never came close to losing a fight. This motherfucker can't even lose a round in a professional sport. Is so impressive.
That's fine though, but like you're referring to like Anderson Silva in his prime. So what's the problem with looking to Charles Oliveira in his prime.
Well, that's fine because Khabib retired when he needed to retire. Anderson Silva didn't do that.
That's fine.
He just stuck around.
No, but I'm just saying, like, we're referring to Anderson Silva in his prime. Why can't we refer to Charles Oliveira in his prime? Which is right now.
That's fair. That's fair. He definitely deserves to be in that.
Who we taking in Charles Oliveira versus Khabib?
That's what we were talking about earlier was the smash versus the wrestler versus the greatest submission artist of all time.
Khabib is way better than Islam.
Oh, for sure. I would take definitely Khabib over. Islam really hasn't had a chance to prove himself. Maybe he does.
So, whatever you're thinking, Oliveira versus.
What happens if Islam beats Oliveira?
That's fucking ridiculous.
What if he does?
That's what I'm saying. It would be ridiculous. Like, that's crazy if he does that.
Yeah. Then, like, where do you sit as far as this discussion goes?
That's interesting.
Yeah,
that's very interesting.
Yeah. So I think.
But then, could it be a fluke? Like, you have one win like that?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess what I really look to whenever I think of the GOATs of UFC is volume.
Yeah.
Is there volume? Like, are you beating so many good fighters?
I got to look at it as
like consistency and volume, because Khabib was a shitty fighter in the start. He was just very aggressive and a good wrestler. He was fighting very old fighters. He was fighting bums.
Well, you look at there's a lot of a lot of fighters got built up.
Yeah,
Dana White's trying to build a fight.
Why do you think I referred to Shawn O'Malley?
Exactly. I mean, yeah, but like
that's exactly why he fought.
But
cans.
Like that's just disrespectful to compare Shawn O'Malley to Khabib.
Is it?
Yes, like I said before, because Khabib has legitimate people he's beat, and O'Malley has nobody yet.
That's fine, but if you take those, say you take the last 5 fights,
but Dana White has done it for everyone across the board.
But that's what I'm saying. Though that's the only reason I compared it to Shawn O'Malley, because Shawn O'Malley fought fucking bums.
Oh, 100%. And this is why John Jones is in the conversation. If there was no PEDs, he would be the greatest of all time.
Okay, if there's not PEDs, who are you taking, John Jones or Anderson Silva?
I'm taking John Jones.
John Jones or anybody.
Oh, I'm taking John Jones. If there's no PEDs involved,
exactly, I'm
taking John. Well, if like that,
yeah. If
but
that
you don't like you can't.
You don't know when he was, but you do know when he was doing them.
Yeah, but like you just
he's still like the fight versus Gustafson. No PEDs.
Dude, Gustafson arguably won that fight.
But it's still like Gustafson, one of the greatest of all time.
When I'm watching that fight, I'm looking there, I'm like, and he's never won a title. And
so good.
I'm watching Gustafson in that fight, and I'm like, oh my God. Gustafson won this fight. It's like I feel bad. I'm like, I kind of want to pick Jones, but it seemed like Gustafson won this fight.
Right.
You know, it was an incredible fight, man. And
that's hard. That's really hard because I love John Jones, but I think I like Alexander Gustafsson more. I mean,
he's one of my favorite fighters.
I mean, John Jones is a terrible fucking piece of shit human being.
Oh, well, I don't go that far, but he is not.
I will. I mean,
not
beating women and like
it's not very likable.
It's very easy to go down on the scale when you do shit like that.
Yeah, true.
So if you could pick one, like, say you were any fighter in the UFC, you could just take their style and that's yours. And you're in the UFC and you have that style. Who are you taking?
John Jones.
John Jones?
For sure, yeah.
You like that, like, kickboxing, like...
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy to say that, but, like, he's such a well-rounded fighter. Like, what about,
he's so well-rounded, yeah.
What about, like, the one-dimensional fighters? Like Khabib. His striking was terrible, but his wrestling and ground and pound was so fucking good.
Arguably the greatest of all time.
I mean, we're going to say... I'm going to agree it's the greatest of all time.
Or, like, Oliveira's jiu-jitsu,
Or, you know, like, Anderson Silva striking, or... Which Anderson Silva had phenomenal Brazilian jiu-jitsu, too.
Yeah, yeah. He almost lost. He basically lost against Chael Sonnen. Other than the triangle.
Chael Sonnen is actually undefeated, undisputed. Only reason he tapped is because he thought there was another round after you get done tapping.
Dude, when you go back and watch it, it's kind of sad. It's just you kind of are like that fight.
You're pulling for Chael Sonnen.
I'm pulling for Chael Sonnen.
You piece of shit. I love Chael Sonnen so much
because he had no chance. I wonder what the betting odds of him winning that fight was at that time. Guarantee it was like insane. I bet it was like negative or positive like 1,000 to win that fight.
I can't let you get close.
Man, that was an incredible fight.
I love like betting against the odds. Or not betting against the odds, but like in my head betting against the odds. You know, fake betting against the odds.
Yeah, you kind of want to pull for the underdog.
I got this bet with Turtle that so we started off last week. We were like. If he was talking about his math grade and stuff, and he goes something about, I bet I can make like a 95 or a 90 or higher. I was like, how about this? If you make a 95 at the end of the year or higher, I'll give you $50.
Okay.
So it's like your whole average of all the semesters. You know, your actual grade at the end of the year on the semester. I'll give you, or on the year, I'll give you $50. You make over a 95.
That's fair. That's tough.
That's good, right? That's tough.
That's
he's making like a mid 80 right now. Because he told me he brought up like an 82, and the semester's not over yet. I'm like, okay, cool.
It's motivation. I like
so
that.
then I was like, you know what? I got it even better. I thought of it in my head. But if he doesn't do it, he has to give me $50.
Oh, okay.
And so then on the next one,
motivation.
So then on Saturday, which was, last week, I was like, or, last week if you're listening to this, I go, I got a better idea. It came back up. I meant to tell it, I thought about it on Friday and I forgot about it. And then he brings it up again. So, oh yeah, I meant to say, I got a new proposal. How about this? If you make a 95 on every class, I'll give you $100.
Okay.
But if he doesn't, he's got to give me $100. And so we shook on it. He's in.
Better be ready. He better be studying.
I told his dad about it, and he was like, "Just so you know, I'm not giving you the money. It's on you. He's like, you got to do the work, you got to do the chores, whatever you got to do to get the money, but that's on you.
I ain't paying your way. Yeah, that's fair. You made the bet. Not he didn't. His dad didn't make the bet.
The pride on Turtle. He's like, okay. Like, I didn't expect you to, but obviously he kind of thought like in the back of his head.
I like bets like that because it's just your whole purpose of betting is just for him to make good grades.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You'll lose the money.
I'd love to give him
$100.
I would love to give him $100.
Yeah, you want him to make it. So
we'll see. I think he can do it because I've seen like the work he puts in the gym, and so I know he can put that work in school too.
Nice.
But it's cool. I'm really excited to like that's why I've been kind of going to the gym more, like with me and Noah, and I'm trying to learn like getting myself on a cycle as far as lifting because I want to. Turtle's 13. And so his age division for the world championship would be 13 to 15. So in 2 years, he'll be 15. He would be 15. He can still compete in 13 to 15.
Okay.
So I'm trying to starting next year, I want to get him in the gym lifting like very light and starting to tone up and build a little more muscle. And so maybe whenever he's 15, he's like 6 foot tall, 170 pounds.
Solid, yeah.
Fighting, 150 pound 15-year-olds.
Yeah.
But I want to keep that speed though, because he's putting the work in to keep his speed right now and his control. Like that's the biggest thing I'm working on is patience and control. But it's fun, man. It's so fun to watch. It's so fun to watch people grow like mentally and emotionally. But it's also really fun to see that physical aspect too, because it's all attached,
Yeah.
Like he's learning his body, he's learning how to be more patient, and that's going to open up more opportunities for his physicality to take over.
Yeah.
And so him like maturing as a person is going to make him more patient and be a better fighter. It's really cool.
That's awesome, dude. You're talking about like growing mentally and emotionally and stuff like that, especially at that young age. It's cool to see that happen.
Right.
See a young guy come up and like, because the world is like anything's possible at a young age.
Sure. For sure.
Even for you and sometimes for me now.
Yeah. Right.
It's interesting, man. I've been kind of thinking about like guys who are a little older than me lately, and you tell me how like if you kind of agree with this perspective or not. But
okay.
I see a lot of like guys from like 30 on who.
So you.
31 on.
Oh, sorry. Just me throwing shade at you.
Yeah,
shooting my shots.
I see a lot of guys from like 30 on who are really struggling mentally, but they don't talk about it.
Okay.
I know we talked about this a little bit before, but
we always do. And
we always kind of go on this like kind of psychological bend and talk about like, kind of like just life a little bit. But, I had a friend come to me the other night. I kind of swung by his house and had a couple beers with him, and he was like kind of talking about some family issues that was going on. And this has kind of been something that I've been thinking about a lot lately. And it's, us as men, when we get into relationships, we tend to get complacent real easy and kind of let a lot of shit slide. And I think a lot of, do you have guys at your work who just love being at work and working overtime?
Yes.
Because they hate.
One of my best friends is that way.
Yeah, he's not married, but like, I mean,
he's not, but even then.
That is one. But I'm just mean like kind of married guys who are.
Well, even then, it's not like, and I know where you're going with this. It's like the married guys that don't want to be home with their wives, so they're working a lot of overtime.
Or their families, because yes, so their getaway is at work.
But it's the same thing. He might not be married. The guy I'm talking about, he might not be married, but he's using that as a getaway.
Right.
Yes, it's the exact same thing.
Exactly.
He's not married. He's not getting away from this specific thing, but he's still getting away.
Exactly. So like,
but yeah,
you'll have these guys who like, I have guys at work, like I'll walk in and I'll be on the phone with a guy and I'll be on a call to a guy and he'll get to work and he'll be talking to a guy and then like an hour later I'll come in and the guy's still there.
Right.
I'm thinking like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Go home. See your family and kids.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you doing here?
There is a guy that I work with that is having, kind of problems with his marriage a little bit. And,
Yeah.
And he is pretty open about it, which it's really respectful. I can tell that he's very healthy mentally. But he is having problems. And luckily he doesn't have any kids. So if it goes to like a bad spot, at least he's not going to be affecting the kids too.
So
but he is the type that he is working all the time.
So what happens, man, is like men are very complacent and they settle a lot.
Right.
They'll get with a person they find attractive, and then they'll let so much slide that their partner will start almost not even to their fault, like just taking advantage of them because they let so much slide, and like they start to like rule the household. Not that anybody needs to rule a household, whatever,
sure,
but
yeah.
like they kind of lose a little piece of themselves every single day.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, you have kids with this person. And then 10 years down the road, you were in a fucking insanely toxic relationship, and then you're with a person who you love who they were or who they are, you love them, but like
right.
You've kind of lost yourself along the way. Being 35, I've seen guys who are in their 30s like this, who were they just kind of like they're a shell of themselves in a way. Like they're not who they once was, and they've kind of like they just let it go for whatever reason, and now they just are in this situation to where like if you leave, you can't leave a woman and 2 kids.
Yeah, right. Because you're not just leaving the woman. You're not like you're not just leaving the woman. You're leaving the fucking kids.
Even if you split custody 50-50, that's not how it's going to work. You're going to pay. I have a buddy who's paying $1,000 in child support a month.
Christ.
He's paying a mortgage in child support a month for a woman who left him. And she is hooked up with a doctor. They just bought a $300,000 house. She's balling and getting $1,000 a month from him.
He sent me a trade the other day.
And I'm like, how the fuck do you first off, that's what makes guys depressed, because they don't want to leave for that reason.
For sure.
And
now they feel stuck in that situation.
They feel trapped.
One thing I will say is and there's this misconception of, and I think it might be for men mostly, but for women also, where people want to love somebody for who they want them to be.
100%.
Like me and you say we have this relationship, and you do this one thing one time, and I'm like, oh, I love that so much.
Right.
But that's not like the normal thing that you always do.
Right.
But then you go back to being yourself, and then every now and then sporadically you'll do that one thing, like you've been drinking, and you'll do this one thing, and I love it, and it's like it's a little glimpse of your personality that I like. But then, like, there's the majority of it, I don't like it.
Right, right.
And it's like there's people that constantly chase that dragon in their relationships, where they're trying to love somebody for who they want them to be, and 100%. Not loving somebody for who they are.
Yes, 100%.
Like, and I don't want to be corny and quote John Mayer, but like I love it's like I don't know how the word goes, but it's like I love the thought. Like, I don't love you, I love the thought of you. Is it me?
Right.
Is it me or the thought of me?
Right, yes.
Is it me or the thought of me?
Or the thought of me, yes.
Yeah.
100%.
It's so easy to fall in love with the thought of somebody, because like all you think about is those happy times.
You have this perspective of somebody, and you keep
so you keep building that,
and then you start to create this like delusion.
Yeah.
Of like, oh no, that's
delusion.
Of just like, all the negative shit that they bring to the table, you block it out.
And I really see this most common with people that like have been in a toxic relationship and they split up with the person, and then like maybe a few weeks or a few months go by and they miss the very good parts of the good aspects of this relationship.
I think it's very common for like any breakup, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But that's exactly what it is. Yeah. It's love being blindness, Jack White, Love
Jack
is Blindness. I don't want to
yes,
see. Yeah,
yes.
Love is Blindness though.
It really is.
It's exactly what it is. Like that love that you have, you love the good parts of her, and you hate the bad parts. The bad parts is why you want to. And I don't. When I say refer to her, I mean
anybody.
Yeah,
100%.
You hate the bad parts of the person that you're with, but you love the good parts.
100%. Yeah.
And it's so easy whenever you haven't been with them in so long that you forget the bad parts.
Yeah.
And so it's like, don't fall back into that trap.
Yeah. So it's weird to see these guys trying to. And I'm sure, a lot of people are like this, that they didn't intend on their life to go this way.
Right.
They didn't set up and go, you know what, I'm just going to get married, have kids, and then I'm going to be very fucking unhappy, and I can't leave because I don't want to pay $1,000 a month in child support.
Yeah, that's a fucking shitty situation.
Yes. So
I'm going to stop you there. I do have one guy that I do work with, and I would actually love to have him on the podcast, but I really hope it happens at some point. But his wife was running around on him, and he ended up deciding. He was like, "But yeah, I'm gonna stay because for the kids. We'll just at least keep this from the kids. It is what it is.
yeah,
It fucking sucks, but I love the kids so much that I'll suffer for that.
that's a selfless thought.
It is, and
Good for
he is that type of person. And then she ended up leaving anyway. But
Did he get child support?
Yeah.
Good for him.
Like a lot.
Good for him.
He's fucking killing it. So
Pretty
that
rare.
is one W for the men
Yeah,
that
it's-
have been fucked in the past by that.
yeah, it's pretty rare, especially I guess in any court, but
And I don't want to seem like, men are the only ones that get shit on in that situation, because women do get shit on that situation.
a lot. Yeah,
Yeah, a
there's
lot of
plenty of
times,
single
so.
moms that I have friends that are single moms that
Exactly.
are struggling. So
But another thing is, like, whenever you are, a single mom or a single dad, a single parent in general, don't be afraid to get your child support. Don't have the pride to be like, oh yeah, I can support my kids. Make the motherfucker that's being shitty, make them pay.
yeah,
But also, don't be the shitty parent that's like, it's 50% custody, and it's like, oh yeah, I can get this child support, even though he's supporting the kids on his own.
right. When he's supporting the kids and on top of supporting the kids, or him or her,
Yeah,
on top of supporting the kids, which I think if you're a supported mother in today's court, you're not gonna have to pay child support.
That's fair.
That's just the way it is.
Right. Which in that situation I was talking about before,
you almost have to be almost have to be a deadbeat to
that's
a
the
deadbeat
case,
woman to not pay child support in
That's the
today's
case.
court.
And if you are listening to this, you know I'm talking about you.
And
Shout out.
so it's I forget where I was going with that, but yeah, it's sad to see, man, because like I said, I've gotten to the point to where I'm very healthy mentally. I mean, I've battled some things here and there every day and try to improve each day on myself, and I didn't make these for some reason. For some reason in my life, it feels like I have always made the right decision.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I guess technically I could have made better decisions that could have made me like a millionaire in hindsight or whatever, but that's whatever. But like,
yeah, hindsight's 50-50.
For some reason, I don't, yeah.
Shout out Cam Newton.
Yeah. For some reason, I've always made like, quote unquote, the right decision to like set myself up for the next decision. And sometimes there's people out there who just can't get out of their own way. Have you noticed these people like that? Like,
I have.
No matter what.
I definitely have.
Like I had a like one of my buddies reached out to me the other day and said he had a friend who he offered him a job at this place that pays really, really well, and he didn't take the job because, oh man, why did he say he'd take the job? It was like he didn't want to it was something to do with an animal. Like it correlated to like he didn't want to lose this animal because he like, and I was like, dude, like your career comes before an animal. Like you shouldn't have gotten that animal to begin with if you can't support yourself.
Right.
So it's like a lot of the times, a lot of people make decisions, these terrible decisions, and set themselves up for failure. And then they want to blame it on I'm just unlucky. I just have a shitty life. I'm having bad breaks.
That's
but
very true.
Really what they're doing is they make terrible decisions and they don't want to take accountability for their own actions.
And that is one thing that I feel like I have found the most success. That's the reason that I found the most success in my life, is because I take accountability.
Me too.
I'm my biggest critic.
Me too. 100%,
I will always be my biggest critic. And we talked about it a few weeks ago on the podcast. Like I'm very hard on myself.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But that's another thing I try to instill into, like, in Caden and Turtle is the two students I spend the most time with.
Right.
You'll hear me talk about them, all the time, really. But I try to really harp on mental health.
It's big, man.
And even in class in general, like whenever I see somebody that's like struggling with something, like they're very off, I want to pull them to the side. I want to like help them, just to make sure that they know that they're not alone. Because I'll listen. I will listen 100% of the time.
Yeah, and I do my best, man, to like, if there's a person that's close to me, even an acquaintance, I'm like, man, I can tell they're a little off today.
Yeah.
I had a buddy the other day. He just seemed a little off at work. I just was like, man, I really need to reach out to this guy and ask him, like, is everything all right? You need to talk about anything?
You good?
I'm not here to judge anybody.
Yes,
exactly. I used to be a very judgmental person growing up.
Okay.
Really very, and I'm kind of that way in music. I've been very critical of a lot of like Billie Eilish or.
No,
but I'm getting better.
You are.
I'm getting better with music, but
the thought that really helped me was just thinking that my opinion in a lot of things is just an opinion. So who am I to say that music is shit?
And I get
except for the fact that they don't have talent.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I agree that it's hard not to be judgmental. It's really hard.
We're all a little judgmental.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, that's part of your natural human instinct. Like your fight or flight survival instinct too is to be judgmental with people.
Yeah.
Like you see a person that is fucking walking by you that looks like they are trying to fucking fight somebody. You're in the bar and you're drinking and you see somebody that's like aggressive and they're hollering. It's like, okay, I need to not be near that guy.
Right.
Or I need to not be near that woman that's obviously trying to start problems or whatever, whoever the person may be. It's like you got to have that survival instinct too, where you're judging somebody.
Yeah,
and and I'm just using like a positive example of judgment,
Right.
Sometimes you gotta judge people.
Yeah, it seems. Yeah, there's just people,
it's impossible not to.
There's just people who just can't get out of their own way, man. They just always fuck up.
Right.
They always make I've said, like I said, I think that I'm not perfect, but
I think you are. You are a lot alike.
I'm perfect, but like I have really worked on myself and have tried to make the most logical decisions in my life that I can make. And I feel like there's a lot of people out there who kind of let their, I guess, emotions get the best of them. What would you say? Like they just tend to make the wrong they can't get out of their own way. Like for whatever reason, they just can't get out of their own way. They always make the
It's so hard. I'm trying to make a decision, but it really just starts. I mean, it's so hard to pinpoint where that goes wrong.
I know, because you start to go, well, okay, maybe it happens at
adolescent age,
at like 20, when you're like, okay, when's the person like start to make like life changing decisions? Okay, 18. Okay, well then you say high school, so it's like, okay, well then.
Well, no, really,
no. We're gonna trace it back.
Really, what I'm gonna say is like they make those life changing decisions at 18, but what makes them make those decisions? Their personality is built
in high school. So it's like, okay, so when does high school start? 15, 16?
Oh, but you made those friends when you were in middle school.
Right. Or, okay, well then then you start correlating that to like the household environment of like parenting.
And that's really where it boils down to, I think, is you got to fucking take care of your kids.
100%. But even like I've known parents that are like really good parents. And they just, for some whatever, they just do their best.
What are you classifying as a really good parent?
Well, I mean, I don't know. They have they don't seem like too strict, or they seem like they tried their best to give their kid the most
the best
space,
opportunities and space
to be the person that the best person they can possibly be. And it just seems like, I mean, at some point you have to discipline your kids. You can't just like be loose with your kids. So like you come home with failing grades, you got to kind of discipline your kids, whether it be like not like physically, or it could be like, take away TV or whatever it is, but like eventually they exhaust themselves of trying every possible thing they can to try to lead this child into the right direction, but they just stay down that path and just make it harder on themselves and they lose TV and lose their phone, lose their games, lose their friends, lose everything. And then the kid wants to be like, hey man, the world's against me. It's not they don't. A kid doesn't know to take
sure.
accountability for their own actions at the age of 10.
And so for me,
or 14 or whatever.
For me, I guess, and I'm 23 years old as of September 24th. So if you guys want to remember that date for next year, whenever we're fucking 100,000 million followers,
yes,
on the podcast, just remember that. If I do plan on having kids, my first thought is that I want to be as honest with them as possible.
Yes.
And there's a lot of parents that try to shelter their kids when they're young, and they don't want them to like know how horrible the world is. But in a broad perspective, they're going to find out anyway.
Regardless. So
be honest with them. Like, well, why does mom do this? Well, let's talk about it with mom.
Well, there's a fine line there though, because
there is.
Because like, I mean, when do you tell your kids that Santa Claus isn't real?
That's I agree with some things like that.
The root of what you're saying is that is the root of what you're saying.
I agree with some things like that. Yeah.
So it's like, okay, so when do you start to be like legitimately honest with your kid?
There's a fine line for sure.
You know,
and I think that's something you learn as a parent as you go. There's no like definitive answer. Like I might tell kid A that Santa Claus isn't real at 9, and then I might tell him that at 12. I mean, you never know. Or fucking at 6, and then at 13. I mean, I doubt it'd be that old, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, there's no like fucking handbook of how to raise your kid. But I think starting off by being honest, like that's my main goal, is to be honest, because that's how I go about, like, as a coach. I don't try to hide anything from my students. If they ask me, "Hey, do you drink?" Yes, I drink. Do they ask me whatever? Do you eat like shit? Yeah, I eat like shit. I think it's a bad idea because my body feels bad, and I'll tell them why I think it's a bad idea.
That's why I'm a coach.
Yeah, that's also kind of fair. Yeah. But it's like that's the whole thing. Is like, if I'm not honest to these people, then they're gonna look at you like a fraud.
Yeah, exactly.
Same with just like this podcast.
Because they fucking know.
They know you do this stupid shit.
That's why they're asking you. They just want to see if you're gonna lie to them. Almost,
exactly.
You know.
And like, kids are not stupid.
They're not.
They're
a lot smarter than you think they are.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, why not be honest to these kids and let them? And then whenever you're honest to your kids and like you show your vulnerability, then your kids are going to be much more likely to be like, "Hey, this kid said this to me today. What does that mean?"
Yeah.
And I tell them, and they're like, "Oh, that's really rude," or why would I want to do that with this kid?
You don't want your kids to be scared to tell you something.
Exactly. That's where I feel like a lot of parents do go wrong, is their kids aren't like, the communication between, parent and kid is very far apart. And so the kid is so scared to tell the parent, "Hey, this kid, asked me if I wanted to smoke weed today." Or this kid, asked me if whatever today. And then you end up doing that, and the kid ends up doing that because they never had that communication with their parent. They don't know if it's what it could lead to or whatever,
Yeah.
They don't know the consequences behind their actions because they're not open with their parents.
Yeah, that's true.
And that comes from the lack of communication because of the parent.
100%.
But also, like I said, there's no fucking handbook.
There's no handbook.
This is just what my thought process is. I don't know if it's the right thing. I just think that if I were to have kids, I think this is what my approach would be.
And it's easier said than done.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Because when you see a kid, like when your kid comes out and you're like, you have this life form in front of you.
When a kid comes out, what do you mean?
Like
Randy Moss?
Yeah.
I'll do this to the camera. I made it very intimate.
Nice.
It felt that way on my side.
It felt that way on my side too. Yeah, definitely.
I got to piss.
All right, let's take a break.
It's bad.
Yeah.
All right.
Got that.
We'll be back. Cool.
We'll be back.
Oh, we back. What's up?
Cheers. What's up, dude?
Cheers. So it was my birthday last week, and I really I don't like you said, I don't like the attention on the birthday thing where you're constantly getting messages on Facebook. But I do like when people will say like if they say happy birthday, yeah, that's cool. It just depends who it is, really. But like normally whenever they say like happy birthday something, like happy birthday, buddy. Like I feel like they're gonna add that extra because you're actually their buddy.
It does seem like that.
Yeah, it does.
I try to do that with like.
But you're only gonna if it's just, you're never gonna send the happy birthday message to people you don't like.
Exactly.
But if I send a happy birthday message to someone I do like, I'm like, happy birthday, bro, or happy birthday, brother.
Here's my daily routine. I wake up, I brush my teeth, do what I gotta do, go downstairs.
Wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy.
Yeah. hop on the shitter, scroll
Brush
through Facebook.
my teeth with a bottle of Jack.
Hop on the
'Cause when I
shitter,
leave
start.
tonight,
I ain't coming back. What a bum.
Shout out to Chris Harris.
And then, yes,
A bum. Oh yeah, catch that too.
yeah. I was just
Teeth brush.
whose birthday is it? Because Facebook's gonna hit
Did
you.
you actually do that?
I don't like Facebook hits me with a notification of happy birthday, and then it says so and so, and I click
And
on
4
it
others.
just
Yeah.
and I'm trying to see who the others are just to make sure
Yeah,
I don't
yeah, I
miss
do the
somebody
same
that
thing.
I don't just if
But
somebody.
are you gonna tell them happy birthday if it's like someone you don't care about?
No.
What if it's someone like an acquaintance?
Yeah,
But you're just gonna say happy birthday.
I'll say happy birthday, man. That's usually my
What if
standard.
it's a woman? I'm just playing.
Then I just don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I'm just scatterbrained. I know. I'm just
Happy
like,
birthday, woman.
happy birthday, woman. Oh, cool, like
Happy birthday, girl.
yeah.
That's pretty cool. So
I don't know. I don't think it's cool.
No, it's not. That's why I said it that way. But yeah, so an older guy that I work with, he posted on my page and said, "Happy birthday, buddy." And it's just like I appreciate it because me and him always bullshitting at work. And it's like the old fucking geezer guy that's like should be retired,
Yeah.
but he's still working just because he's like he just fucking can. He has a good time at work. But this motherfucker's so funny. And so we had like a team building exercise, and this dude is flirting with one of the waitresses at spare time.
Oh God.
Of course, he's like 70, flirting with one of the waitresses, right? And so he has a hat on. He takes his hat off and goes, "Hey, you know this actually isn't a bald head. This is a solar panel for a sex machine."
Nice.
Yeah.
Dude, that's the one good thing about him old motherfuckers. They got
funny one-liners,
sometimes the 90% of the times the one-liners don't hold up.
But that
But
fucking
that
10%.
It's
It's
a solar panel for a sex machine.
That's legendary.
There's
shit.
no better one-liner.
Nah.
That's amazing. That's
And the best
so
part is,
good.
this motherfucker ain't playing.
No, he's serious.
He ready to.
That's his.
He trying to
that's-
fuck.
That's his. That's how he picks up.
Yeah, and he probably does.
And like if we said that, we would just be talking to each other. Like we'd be
Yeah.
just laughing, you know. Like
So
that's
good.
his pickup
That's
line.
a solar panel for a sex machine. And they just laugh, but like the confidence is what gets it. You ain't got to be a good-looking individual. You just got to be confident,
You just gotta be confident.
like She-Hulk.
Attorney at law, legend. Have we ran out of things to talk to do? Have we gone that far? Did we have? Are we that progressive? She-Hulk, attorney at law. Come on, man.
Pronouns: fee, fi, fo, fum.
Oh my God, that was.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't even know, man. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's strange, man.
times.
It's strange times. How progressive like Hollywood and shit is.
I do like. I know I might have said it on the podcast, but actually, I don't think I have. But I do think that we're finally going to start. The pendulum's going to swing away from woke culture.
You haven't said it on the podcast.
Yeah, I don't think I have, but
Because people are making fun of woke culture so much. You think that's what it is?
I think it's just the fact that they have exhausted them have exhausted. I'm just playing.
All of them.
I love everybody, but I do think that there is an extreme that has reached its pinnacle, and I think it's about the pendulum is about to swing the other way.
And now, please explain woke culture. To some people might not understand what woke culture is.
Oh man!
I mean, I can explain it
Go
if you like.
ahead. Yes,
But
please.
really, I think what my definition of woke culture is the people that like woke culture is like all these people that are going through hard times and have went through hardships for decades,
Mhm.
and then there's people that haven't went through any hardships, and they're trying to act like they understand the hardships that the people that have went through
100%.
hardships have went through. Like they act like they understand what they've went through, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, we've got to cater to these people."
Can I ask you one question? Are all those people that are quote unquote woke white?
For the most part.
It seems that way.
For the most part. And I'll say yes, because I mean, one of the people that
We're
have
getting very hot takey here.
Well,
'cause
no, because one of the people or one of the groups of people that have been through hardships for decades is like not white people.
100%.
Is literally everything but white people.
Yeah,
have
so
been
like
through hardships.
here's what it boils down to.
So it literally has to be white. It has to be white people. There's no other.
It's true.
It has to be white people.
Yeah, that's true.
It's literally white people that are trying to be like, oh, I understand. They're woke. I'm awake. I see it. My eyes aren't closed.
Listen, man, you don't have to do all that bullshit.
You don't.
All you have to do is just be polite to the person beside you.
Or treat them like you treat every other person.
Yes. You don't have to. You don't.
Whenever I refer to a guy I work with, Santonio, I'm not going to refer to him as a black person. I'm just going to refer to him as a guy I work with that's funny as shit, Santonio.
Yes.
He's a funny motherfucker, and I really can't wait. I was hoping Clemson was going to lose so I could shit on him.
Yes. Who cares if a person is... Who cares about the person's... if a person's black or Asian, or if the person is gay or transgender, it doesn't matter. It has nothing to fucking do with you.
Exactly. There's
nothing to do with you.
And I'll go back to work again. There's a very young Asian guy. He's like 19 that just started working at in like my area, and everybody's always making Asian jokes and racist jokes at him, and he takes it well. But I just don't. I just treat him like any other person.
That's the way it is.
It's like there's no reason to make all the jokes. Like, yeah, they might be funny, but like they've got to get fucking annoying.
Yeah.
And it's like, why? Like, if he makes a joke, I might crack one back a little bit.
Right.
If he makes one to me, I'll crack one back a little bit, but I'm not going to be like racist about it.
Right.
And it's like all the fucking country has bumpkin white people are borderline being a little racist about it. And they're just trying to act like they're making jokes. You know what I mean?
There's definitely racist people out there who just don't like it and pretend to like... They come up with like every excuse to like push back against woke culture.
Yes.
That is equally as
exactly
annoying.
Yes, for sure.
But woke culture to me is extremely annoying.
Yes.
It's like, listen, man, if you just like cut all that bullshit, all that nonsense out, just be polite to a person beside you, regardless of like. Listen. I don't. Oh my God.
Don't say it. Because I know exactly what you're thinking.
Okay, so listen. Like, I find, like, I don't care. I think that, like, gay men having sex is gross.
Okay.
To me, personally.
I did not think you were going there.
That's, okay, well, thanks. Because
okay.
I thought I might as well. But, like, I think that's gross because that's just, like, my sexual attraction.
Yeah, for sure.
Or detraction, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, right.
But like that's just like
that's your sexual attraction.
But that doesn't make me a homophobe.
Yeah, right.
I mean, some people might think that, but I think that they're wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna give him. I'm gonna give you. Don't start hollering at the TV. I'm gonna give you a little
holler
push.
at the TV.
I'm gonna give you a little pushback.
He's
here.
a bigot.
Let me defend myself just for a second. I know that if when we hit 1 million views, we're gonna get canceled because of this.
That's okay.
That's whatever. Fuck it. But it's just like. Okay, a person is naturally more sexually attracted to a certain race. That's just the way it is.
You're mansplaining right now.
Huh?
You're mansplaining.
I don't. Is that a term?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then it is what it is because I'm not aware of that. But like, you might be more attracted to Asian women than you are.
Yes, I absolutely am.
Than you are white women. Does that make you racist against white people? No.
Right.
It's just a natural attraction. I'm naturally not attracted to men on men sex.
That's fair.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's understandable.
I'm not against if a person
Which
wants
I'm gonna be honest with you,
I will fight for your fucking right.
I think it's gross for people to be very affectionate in public in general.
Exactly. I'm 100% that way.
I think it's just like, why are we doing PDA right now?
I'll be watching TV and be like, and like people will kiss and I'm like,
I feel uncomfortable.
In the smack, like the.
I feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. But I don't want you to cut me off because I need to explain because it does seem like
you did do a hot take.
Yeah, there. It is a hot. No, it's not like this is something I felt pretty strong about for a while.
It seems like a hot take.
Like black people might be more attracted to black people than they are white people. That's okay. A specific sexual attraction is okay. That doesn't mean you don't have to be equally attracted to everything and. You know what I'm saying? Everything.
Exactly.
It's like it's okay to
not like fucking fries.
It's okay to like pizza over.
That's not
it's
fair.
Okay to like pizza over hamburgers and hamburgers over pizza. It's okay to like women like females over males and males over females. It's okay. Like
It's okay to think that cheeseburgers are gross.
It's okay. Yeah. It's fucking okay.
That's fair.
I think that middleman sex is gross, but I will fight for your fucking right
Absolutely.
to do that.
Yes, because it makes you happy. And at the end of the day, I want everybody to be happy.
Yes, and I will be best friends with the both of you. I love you to death. It's okay.
And we'll cut the shit. And if you can handle the shit talking, we're going to shit talk each other. We're going to shit talk. Just like me and him shit on each other nonstop on this podcast.
But it's like my sexual preference is like, I just think that that's gross. But that, like, I think men are gross in general. I'm like,
yes, exactly.
Men are gross across the board. So like, and I know, brother, I've talked to men and I've talked to gay men. Like I have a couple friends who are gay, and I go like, why don't you like? I don't, why, like, what turns you off on a female? And he's like, I don't know, man. Like the female vagina just,
what's up, bro?
The female vagina just like is gross to me. And I'm like, okay, it's not like
understandable.
It's understandable.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fucking strange thing.
It's a very strange thing. Yeah, so I was like, I don't know, man. Like, it's okay. Does it make you homophobic for a black man or a black woman to not be sexually attractive to a white man or a white woman? It doesn't make you a racist.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree.
It's just what you're naturally attracted to. Like we correlated it to food. Like that's where I go to. It's like I like fried okra
because people are basically food. Not. You look at them as a meal.
I mean, like
in Jeffrey Dahmer. Whenever I look at a person, I'm like, I could eat them.
Here we go. Here we go. We're going down this stuff. Yeah, dude. It's just I didn't plan to go here, and I know that what I said might be controversial, but I just
we don't really give a fuck.
I don't care.
I mean, and if you just like any of the or let's refer to Joe Rogan, anybody that wants to act like he's a fucking shitty person, he makes it very clear that he is so tolerant. He loves all people.
Yeah, and that's how
that's how we both feel.
I have my preferences, but like I'm not. I'm not trying to push like religion on anybody. Like I feel like the people who come from a more hatred background,
right,
seem to be a little more religious than others. I know
that's
that's a whole nother discussion.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to get into, but
we could go for a while. We'll save that for
another day. But I don't really, yes, but I don't really care. I don't know. I don't think there's anything wrong with like being naturally attracted to a specific race or gender. I don't think that's fair, matters.
Yeah.
And that goes for gay men or women. I think they might think that like women might think that men are gross. That's okay.
Yeah,
I'm not offended by that.
I mean, I think that's accurate.
They probably think a lot of men are gross.
Yeah, because a lot of men are gross. I'm a man. I'm gross.
I will agree with you.
I'm a gross man.
Yeah, I will agree with those.
I'm not upset about it.
So it's interesting, man. It's just I think woke culture. I like where they're going. Not necessarily where they're going, but I like where their head's at. But I think they're doing it in a wrong way, which kind of sounds like something that
a non-woke person would say.
Yes,
you just wouldn't get it. You're not woke.
Yeah, maybe, but it does seem a little and like the person who is pushing back on it does seem like a lot of people who push back on like that whole situation is can most likely be bigot or racist or whatever, but I don't know. It just seems like you can definitely have that thought.
You can place whatever label on anybody you want to place. Yes. You can always pinpoint some fucking quote that someone said and be like, yeah, they're a racist piece of shit.
Yeah.
But like the fucking most famous quote of all time, actions speak louder than words. How do you treat people? How do you act whenever you're outside of whatever situation you're in? How do you treat people?
Yes. And that's what it boils down to is just like cut all that bullshit out and just be polite and nice to the person beside you.
Because at the end of the day, we just trying to make our lives better for ourselves.
Yes. And okay, the person who just walked through the door might be gay, might not be. But if it is, if they are,
I don't think he's listening.
That's on them. That's on them, man. Like it doesn't matter.
It's true.
I will fight for the right to be the person that they want to be because that's what life is about. You know what I'm saying? That's what life's about.
That's true. Well,
being the person you want to be.
The person I want to be is a person that's eating chicken wings in the next.
It is
like,
dark,
hour.
and I'm gonna have to.
I
grill in the
hate
dark.
to do an hour and 9-minute podcast.
I don't think you do. I think I hate to do an hour and 9.
I'll be honest with you. This feels terrible. Like hour and 30 feels like our minimum now.
Oh yeah, I want to push it to 3
I do too.
But I feel like you want to stop it at an hour and a half.
No, hour and a half's our minimum now.
Okay.
I'm into this right now. It really sucks.
Yeah, we are pressed on time. As always. Fuck, we're always pressed on time. When you come back from Italy,
yes, it's gonna be better.
We're gonna put some
3-hour podcast. Mark the fucking tape.
Yeah.
Hey, Macarena.
And we're gonna have some guests coming soon, so we're excited about it.
Exactly.
And
don't forget, we do have our specials coming up. You know, our top 10 Netflix.
Mine's been ready for 2 weeks.
Except we don't have time to do it because we've been doing double podcasts every weekend. So I come back from Italy and I'll be back on October 9th. That is a Sunday, and we will be doing a podcast on that day. So it'll be some interesting talks. But if you guys are listening, please wish me and Caden luck. Caden's gonna be the one fighting. I'll be the one coaching. But we're going there as a team, so we're representing the United States. It'll be really cool.
I'm excited
to represent the
because
United
I think
States
that,
in the kickboxing tournament at a world stage.
Now, before we get off, Caden is in I know you said there's 100 people there, but there's only 17 people in his division, right?
There's gonna be thousands of people there.
Okay.
There was supposed to be 100. There's 152 tournaments or 152 countries that qualified in his division.
Oh,
so 152 people are eligible to register. Only 30 have registered right now. And there's as of now, there's still 6 days to register.
Okay, so odds are that a lot of them can't make the flight due to financial issues.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. However,
that's just the way
there's still 6 days to register, and there's 30 right now. There was 16 3 days ago.
Oh, okay.
And now
so
there's 30.
It might hit 60.
It could hit 60, yeah.
Yeah, 70. Okay. So yeah, good luck to you guys, and I can't wait to. It's gonna hurt to not do a podcast in two or 3 weeks. It's the longest we're gonna go. You know, so I'm excited for you guys. I'm wishing you luck, and we'll see you on the other side. Cheers, man.
A little something.
That's a little something.
All right, see y'all.
See you guys.